As the Ukraine conflict in 2021 progressed into its 33rd and 34th days, the pursuit of a peaceful resolution faced ongoing challenges and complexities. This article delves into the significant events of these critical days, shedding light on the evolving dynamics of the conflict, diplomatic efforts, and the urgent need to address the deepening humanitarian crisis. The complexities faced by all parties involved underscore the importance of sustained international engagement to achieve lasting peace in the region. Day 33, Intensified Clashes and Humanitarian Struggles. On May 10, 2021, the 33rd day of the conflict, intensified clashes and humanitarian struggles continued to pose significant challenges. 1. Intensified clashes. The conflict witnessed a further escalation of hostilities on this day, as Ukrainian forces and Russian-backed separatists engaged in intensified clashes. The violence resulted in increased casualties, further destruction of infrastructure, and the displacement of civilians. The need for immediate de-escalation and renewed efforts to uphold the ceasefire became paramount. 2. Humanitarian struggles. The humanitarian crisis deepened as the conflict persisted, inflicting immense suffering on the civilian population. Displaced persons faced dire conditions, including limited access to food, clean water, and healthcare. Humanitarian organizations worked tirelessly to provide aid, medical assistance, and psychosocial support. However, the scale of the crisis demanded greater international support and resources to alleviate the suffering and meet the growing needs of the affected population. 3. Diplomatic engagement. Despite the challenging circumstances, diplomatic engagement continued, with regional and international actors striving to revive negotiations and foster dialogue. Mediators and envoys worked towards bridging the gaps between conflicting parties, emphasizing the importance of upholding international law, respecting Ukraine's sovereignty, and addressing the root causes of the conflict. The focus remained on finding a peaceful resolution that could bring about long-term stability. Day 34, Renewed calls for peace and regional cooperation. On May 11, 2021, the 34th day of the conflict, renewed calls for peace and regional cooperation took center stage. 1. Renewed calls for peace. The international community issued renewed calls for an immediate ceasefire and the resumption of meaningful dialogue. Regional and international actors emphasized the urgency of finding a peaceful resolution that respected Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Diplomatic efforts, aimed at de-escalation and negotiation gained momentum, underscoring the importance of dialogue and compromise. 2. Regional cooperation. Regional cooperation played a crucial role in managing the conflict's wider implications. Neighboring countries and regional organizations intensified efforts to coordinate responses, enhance security measures, and prevent potential spillover effects. The shared goal of regional stability called for increased cooperation, dialogue, and joint initiatives to address common concerns. 3. Humanitarian support and assistance. The pressing need for humanitarian support and assistance remained a top priority. International organizations and humanitarian actors continued their tireless efforts to provide aid, medical assistance, and psychosocial support to the affected population. Coordinated action was essential to ensure access to essential services, mitigate the impact of the crisis, and support the long-term recovery and rebuilding process. Conclusion? Days 33 and 34 of the Ukraine conflict in 2021 represented a challenging period characterized by intensified clashes, humanitarian struggles, and renewed diplomatic efforts. The pursuit of peace required sustained international engagement, collaboration, and a commitment to addressing the root causes of the conflict. To achieve lasting peace, all parties involved must demonstrate unwavering commitment to dialogue, de-escalation, and the resolution of underlying issues. The international community's continued engagement, diplomatic initiatives, and provision of humanitarian aid are vital in creating an environment conducive to negotiations and supporting the affected population. Resolving the Ukraine conflict demands comprehensive negotiations that address the root causes of the conflict, encompassing political, economic, and social dimensions. Rebuilding trust, promoting reconciliation, and safeguarding the rights and security of all individuals are essential for a sustainable peace process. The path to lasting peace in Ukraine requires collective efforts, with the international community playing a pivotal role in supporting negotiations, providing humanitarian aid, and facilitating long-term reconstruction and reconciliation. Only through genuine dialogue, shared commitments, and sustained cooperation can the Ukraine conflict be resolved, bringing an end to the suffering of the Ukrainian people and paving the way for a future of peace and prosperity.